Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another crock pot meal for you. I'm making kale bean potato soup in the crock pot. This is a vegetarian option. I always try to incorporate some vegetarian meals throughout the week, not only because I'm a vegetarian, but it's always good to have that, and you save money. So here is what you're going to need. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm sorry, that's 2 teaspoons of olive oil. You're gonna need 2 organic celery stalks chopped. You're going to need 2 medium carrots chopped. You're going to need 1 medium onion chopped. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic, minced and chopped. You're going to need about 4 cups of vegetable broth, or 4.5, 5, depending on how brothy you like it, but I usually use about 4 cups, and I use this Pacific brand. You're going to need 5 medium red skin potatoes chopped. If you do smaller, just double up on those. You're going to need 1 can of white beans, or any type of white beans that you prefer. I'm using these ones right here from Eden Organic. And you are going to drain these as well. You're going to need a bunch of kale. I'm using this kale from Trader Joe's, the organic Tuscan kale. You're going to need 1/4 cup of cream or coconut milk. I'm using coconut milk today. Salt and pepper to taste. You're going to need a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of oregano, and a teaspoon of parsley. So in your crock pot, depending on if you need to set it on high or low, high will be about 4 to 6 hours. Low will be about 6 to 8. I'm going to do mine on high. At the bottom of your crock pot, now you can substitute and do it in a pan over the stove. That's completely fine. Just note that the cooking time is going to be a little bit different. You're going to add those 2 teaspoons to the bottom of the crock pot. Then at the bottom of the crock pot, you're going to go ahead and add your celery. And that's going to give it a lot of flavoring. And your garlic. And you can always, like I said, do this in a pot over the stove. Add your onion. And do this first thing in the morning or first thing before your day is busy. I always do crock pot meals on an extremely busy day when we have a lot going on, either after school or I have after work. I do work evenings, so a lot of times I like to do these meals if I have a lot going on that day with work and then the kids' activities. Go ahead and add your carrots into the crock pot. And then usually when I do this in the morning, I have it on high, even if I'm gonna put it on low. And then I go ahead and get ready for the day. So I put the lid on. So I have all my vegetables in there and whatnot. I wait to do my potatoes because I don't want my potatoes to make it real milky and I guess what's gritty. The taste is what I'm, sometimes the texture will make with overcooked potatoes. So I go ahead and put that on high in the morning, no matter if I set it on low or high for the evening. And then I go ahead and make lunches, get the kids ready and off to school, and get myself ready. So that's about roughly about an hour already at this point before I go to work. So let's check back in a little bit. Okay, so the kids are ready and off to school. I'm doing a few things this morning around the house, like picking up and things of that nature. And I went ahead and seasoned it with the salt and pepper and put a teaspoon of the oregano, a teaspoon of the parsley, and a teaspoon of the basil. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the red skins into the pot and let that cook. And then if you do have to go to work or leave and you just don't have time at this point, this is when you can set your crock pot to the high or low. And then you want to go ahead and add your broth into the soup. And then you are going to wait a little bit later to add your kale, your beans, and your cream. So this would be a perfect time to add all the ingredients so the vegetables and all that can cook. And then about the last, I say about an hour before you're ready to serve this, that's when you want to add your cream and you want to add your kale and your beans. So I am actually going to leave for work, teach a few classes, and I'll come back later on this afternoon and add the remaining of the ingredients, but I'm gonna let this yumminess cook together and all of the seasoning and all of the vegetables blend together. So I went ahead and added the beans. Now I'm gonna add the cream to the crock pot, give it a good stir, and then finally the kale, and I'm going to let it simmer for the remaining time. Whoops, sorry, I'm getting a little close to my screen, or I should say my lens is fogging up a little bit. Kind of crazy. All right, so I'm gonna add a handful of kale, probably about 2 cups if you are a measurement kind of person. And give that a good stir, and we'll check back in a little bit. All right, guys, so it's been a long day. It's kind of brisk here today. So sunny but brisk. I am ladling this into a bowl. If you want to make it a little bit more hearty, you can add sausage to it, which I think would be really yummy. Serve crackers or a steamy roll. This is piping hot. That's why my screen is steaming up. And then I like to sprinkle just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it. That's completely up to you. And that is it. A nice, easy, hearty, crock pot vegetarian meal. If you love me continuing doing these crock pot meals during the fall and winter, let me know in the comments below. And if you don't want to miss any videos from me, remember to hit subscribe and remember to like if you want me to keep doing these DIY/cooking crock pot meals. I'll see you guys soon.